Hey everyone, it's Lisa Schoen, LPC. Today I just wanted to briefly touch upon scheduling with this whole coronavirus because that seems to be an issue and a concern for a lot of people. Um, we're all in like different situations. There's some people who, are in the front lines and still needing to go to work. And then there's other people who are working from home. And then there's other people who may be out of work or done with school and have endless time and don't know what to do with it. So we've got like the two extremes where it's like you're trying to still work while also now navigating the whole homeschooling if you have children. And then other people who suddenly are abruptly very unstructured and trying to navigate that. So the thing that I'm trying to do myself is just kind of like have flexibility with some of this, like and grace with ourselves with this, as because this is brand new for everybody and new territory. Like I even saw people who typically homeschool who are saying this is not what homeschooling is. Homeschooling also involves like breaks and getting out of the house and going different places. This is a brand new experience, and we have to have a little bit of flexibility. For those who are trying to work and homeschool your kids, I mean, I don't want to talk for the schools, but realistically, they have to kind of be understanding that maybe schoolwork may not come out as perfectly as it normally would or as quickly as it normally would. Because just like adults, like kids, depending on what parents are sharing with them, but also what they're listening to and hearing based on TV, friends, they also have their own set of feelings and anxieties and worries with this, and we can't expect them to function better than we are. Basically, like they need a safe place at home to just kind of have some kind of normalcy and a day and maybe some kind of structure. But also, like, if they don't have that structure, rigid routine, that's okay too, you know. But I would suggest a couple of things. And again, it can be loose and flexible. Sometimes having some sort of schedule in place can help everybody. Where you're still having time for learning, whether you're going to school or not, like learning, doing your schoolwork if you have it, or work time, having a space to, now that we have all of this free time around that, maybe spending some time learning a new hobby, or doing that bucket list of things that we always say we want to do, but we just don't have the time for, like creating a physical schedule so that you do make time for those things. Also, one thing I've needed to do, I consider myself like a social introvert where I'm very social and outgoing and I love being around people and I need people in my life. But at the same time, I also really love and enjoy some quiet alone time because that's where I get to do my self-care and my self-reflection. And that is crucial for me. So I've set up in my schedule a little time in the morning and then a little time in the afternoon where I tell my family members, okay, you don't have to go to your room necessarily, but we're going to our own separate spaces to have quiet time. No screens for that unless I'm making one of these videos, but it's a time to read, it's a time to play quietly, it's a time to do a hobby, whatever you want to do, but we need to be apart. And I can't hear noise, because that keeps me sane. So allowing some of that in as well. And for people who are on the other end of like, I've got all this free time. Some people may look at it like, ooh, I could just lounge around and stay in bed and not get out of my pajamas and just watch TV all day. And, I was telling somebody today, we need that sometimes. I think that's one of the gifts of this is like, we're always so busy and we're running and we're going and we've got this activity and that. And maybe this can be a gift of like having absolute rest, of like a day of just lounging around, doing whatever you feel like or whatever you don't feel like, and not feeling guilty about it because we've got the time. But if it starts to become all day, every day, that's when you need to check yourself and say, maybe I need to create a routine. Maybe I need to create some kind of structure, because when that becomes habitual, it could like kind of lead us to get into a funk or a depression. And making sure we're still getting adequate sleep, getting our adequate meals and nutrition, keeping up with hygiene, but again, with flexibility and giving yourself a day of grace if you need it. So anyway, hope that helps with the scheduling stuff. And if anybody has any other topics or concerns, shoot me a message. Have a great day.